Hello, good evening, and welcome back for another week. This one starting off on the 8th day of February, where winter is alive and alive and strong, we'll say. Nighttime temperatures well into the single digits, accumulating snowfall after one little band of light snow after another for the next few days could add up to anywhere from 1 to 4 inches indeed. A wintry forecast in the midst. We'll outline that to the best of our ability and give you a timeline in just a few moments. I see a few snow days in our future. But we have a host of other news to follow this evening as well. A fatal auto accident claiming the life of a neighboring county teenager. High school basketball scores and highlights. An update on an arrest that took place in Magoffin County pertaining to that hit-and-run incident that critically injured a Magoffin County man who is still clinging to life, as I understand at this point, and a host of other news and information before we leave you for a night of high school basketball here at home. We'll talk more about sports and other information, new announcements for a new week as well on our calendar in just a few moments. Post 9, the Kentucky State Police out of Pikeville says they've arrested a man. They did so last Thursday night. He's been identified in a press release to me as 50-year-old Bill Frazier of Printer. He's been charged with criminal possession of a forged instrument. He was lodged in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center while he has since bonded out. A preliminary hearing has been set for him tomorrow. This was after several bills, all funny money, found in the back seat of his vehicle, $3,700 in 100s and 11 $50 bills, all discovered in his vehicle. 48 bills altogether in a car in which he was actually a passenger in, not his vehicle, but he was said to be in the vehicle, and police determined that those bills were said to, or believed to have been his. Altogether, more than $4,200 in counterfeit money seized, and his arrest, of course, taking place afterwards. A single vehicle crash claimed the life of a man last night just before the 10 o'clock hour. It happened after an ATV crashed into an embankment on Highway 7 in the Topmost community. We know that state police reports have identified 30-year-old Dwayne Keynes, who was said to be from Topmost, as driving a Honda Foreman four-wheeler on Kentucky 7. When he left the roadway off the right shoulder of the roadway, he was not wearing a helmet. He was thrown from the four-wheeler into a ditch line that was full of water. He was taken by an ambulance to the McDowell ARH Medical Center, but he was pronounced dead at that facility a short time later. They say that no autopsy is to be conducted. There were toxicology and blood samples that were taken as a part of the investigation, but that all is still yet to be determined as for any other contributing factors. Once again, 30-year-old Dwayne Keynes of Topmost. Post 9 of the Kentucky State Police tragically also tells me tonight of the passing of a teenager who was involved in an accident over the weekend. While preliminary investigations indicate that a driver was traveling on Kentucky 114 in Prestonsburg, the vehicle lost control, crossed into the oncoming lane, colliding with another vehicle driven by Jeffrey Arnett. State police reports say that the first vehicle, was being driven by a Goldsmith Hercule traveling on 114 in Prestonsburg when it crossed into the oncoming lane, colliding with Arnett's vehicle. Kevin Marcelette, 19 years of age, from Prestonsburg, was a passenger in Hercule's vehicle and was transported by EMS to the Highlands Regional Medical Center. His injuries, considered to be traumatic, resulted in him being airlifted by helicopter to the University of Kentucky Health Care Center. The 19-year-old, though tragically, was pronounced dead at UK due to injuries that he had sustained in the collision. State police reports also say that evidence at the scene indicates that Marcelette was not wearing his seatbelt at the time of the crash. The ongoing investigation is being conducted by the Kentucky State Police. Services for 19-year-old Kevin Donovan Marcelette of Prestonsburg are being conducted or held and arranged, I should say, by the Nelson Frazier Funeral Home. Funeral services are set to take place in his honor this Thursday at 1 o'clock at Nelson Frazier in Martin. We'll be right back after a word or two. For high-speed internet starting at 15 meg for all of your gaming, movie, home, and business solutions, or to watch TV, including your favorite local channels without a contract, with hundreds of channels and digital and HD quality, and to stay connected 24/7 with friends and family, a direct line to 911, or to give your business the link it needs, choose telephone service you know is always there. Just click on their link on this site to find out how affordable the latest technology in communications can be. Foothills Communications. Late Friday night, early Saturday morning, Sheriff Carson Montgomery of Magoffin County says that he and several of his deputies and a K-9 unit quietly approached a Magoffin County home following up on a tip of the whereabouts of J.R. Allen, the man who was sought after on 3 charges, including assault in the first degree for running over a Mr. Tim May, also of Magoffin County, on Route 30 a week ago this Friday. Since Allen is believed to have fled the scene after running down Tim May in that parking lot, he hadn't been seen by authorities since. They had followed up on several leads, with one of those panning out this past Friday night, early Saturday morning.
We actually had several calls come in daily, and we'd actually searched several homes. We'd followed up several leads, and finally we was able to locate him in an area on top of where we thought he would be Friday night, early Saturday morning. And I had several deputies. They actually walked quite a ways and got in and got around the house. Then myself, other deputies, and my K-9 unit went through the front, and we were able to locate him hiding in a bedroom in the residence there of a family member.
That family member's residence was located on top of the Lark-Arnott Hill in Magoffin County off of Route 30. After walking up to the property and making their way inside, they found a bedroom with the door locked that they had reason to believe Allen was in. After several attempts at trying to coax him out, they made entry to the bedroom, found him inside the room with access to several weapons. However, he did go into custody without any further incident. As for the investigation into the incident itself that took place in that parking lot a week ago this past Friday, the sheriff says he has still been unable to obtain a statement from the victim.
We still haven't been able to get a statement from Mr. May due to his medical condition. We call almost daily to the hospital and check, and as soon as he's able to speak with us, we will travel to the hospital and get a statement from him.
J.R. Allen remains lodged in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center on charges of leaving the scene of an accident, failure to render aid, and assault in the first degree. The pickup truck that he was driving was believed to have belonged to a family member as well. It was recovered days later, abandoned in a wooded area of Breathitt County. More headlines in a moment. Right now, announcements per your Magoffin Farm Bureau-sponsored community calendar. Remember, birthdays, anniversaries, and calendar announcements like those on tonight's calendar and that we have every day can be sent to us by any of the links on your screen, or you can always drop them off here at the studio as well on East Maple Street above the Sayersville Post Office. Hey, Margie, I hear it's your birthday. Margie Hall's birthday today, and with a whole lot of love and best wishes from Will and Holly and the rest of the family, too. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Margie Hall this Monday the 8th. We've also got some other special birthday wishes on the calendar tonight. Making my way through them, we find a special birthday wish going out to Hager Cole. Hager Cole, happy birthday. With a lot of love from a whole lot of family and friends. Happy birthday to you. And apparently there is a fish theme to tonight's birthdays that I wasn't aware of. Happy 9th birthday to Houston O'Brien Patrick. Happy birthday to you from Mom and Dad, Bubby Jackson, a whole lot of family and a whole lot of friends too. Happy birthday, Houston O'Brien Patrick. Just a couple of reminders on the calendar tonight. First, from the Water into Wine Food Pantry at the Lakefront Church of God over on Route 30. They will be open 8:30 till 3 o'clock this Wednesday. Of course, they were unable to open the last scheduled time due, of course, to the winter storm by the name of Jonas. Nevertheless, we have some winter weather this time. Right now, they're still set to be open this Wednesday, 8:30 till 3. Certainly no winter weather to the extent or by comparison of Jonas, but we'll talk more about that in a second. A reminder, the annual Burning Fork Community Church Sweetheart Banquet is this Saturday, the 13th, 3 to 8 p.m. If you're going to dine in or carry out, you need to get your reservations in. If you haven't already, call Pastor Doug Dunn at 349-6400 or Kenneth or Irma Conley at 349-3156. That's this Saturday, the 13th. They have a room full of desserts following a wonderfully prepared and tasty chicken or steak dinner with all the fixings. And it's their biggest fundraiser and a big event for everyone right around Valentine's Day. Turning to funeral service announcements for this Monday, February the 8th, brought to you by the Magoffin County Funeral Home. We have those first in honor of 56-year-old Walter Yogi Auxier, Jr. of Route 30, who passed away on the 6th. He was married to Catherine Auxier, who survives. He's also survived by his son Caleb and daughters Christy, Misty, Anna Lee, Tawny, Tina, and Mary. Visitation will be this evening and prior to tomorrow's services at 1 o'clock. We're told visitation and services will be at the Sagersville International Pentecostal Church of Christ. Burial will follow services tomorrow at the Jacob Marshall Reisner Cemetery at Punch, and the Magoffin County Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Teresa Fletcher Whitaker, 60, of Royalton, passed away on the 6th, the daughter of the late Robert and Dorothy Fletcher. She's survived by her husband Victor, sons David Minix and Joshua Whitaker, daughters Janelle Duger and Amy Whitaker, and Sue Jackson. Visitation is this evening, all day tomorrow, and prior to Wednesday services at 1. Visitation and services from the Sagersville Funeral Home. Burial afterwards at the Whitaker Family Cemetery at Royalton. It's been a wild ride in high school basketball the last few days as we're winding down the regular season. Case in point, Friday night's matchup between the Johnson Central Lady Eagles and your Lady Hornets of Magoffin County. On top of these highlights and a story or two therein, I've also got other scores and schedules for you too. Lady Hornets, Lady Eagles. Jayla Spurlock pulls up for the 2, putting the Lady Eagles up by 4. About 2 minutes left to go in the first, and putting her over the 1K threshold. She was recognized mid-game as the latest member of the Johnson Central High School team to be a member of the 1,000-point club. It was 9-16 in favor of Central at the end of the first half, and then with 3.6 seconds left to go, Jazzy was at the line, Jazzy Howard for Magoffin, shooting the 1 of 2, and then she hits them both, and then with that 3 seconds, Spurlock to Allie Mae to Bailey Daniel. What a way to close out the first half. 31-38 would be the score at the break. That play is worth watching one more time. 3.6 seconds on the clock. 1 pass, 2, 3, shot, and 3, just at the buzzer. Not the only buzzer beater we're going to see tonight. The game would come down to free throws for the late portion of it. It was 67-65 in favor of Central. Now that's with 8.3 seconds to go. And that also brings us to Lauren DeLong. She's at the line. She puts a little icing on the cake. That puts the Johnson Central Lady Eagles up by 4, 69-65. And check this out. Down with 4 seconds left, Magoffin County inbounds. Jazzy drives, passes to Alexis Montgomery. The 3 doesn't fall, but Kennedy Stacy comes up with the ball and gets just outside the arc and hits a beautiful buzzer beater, but they're 1 point shy from the win. 69-68, your final score in favor of the Lady Eagles. Now, to get up on scores and schedules for the beginning of this week, as for the Johnson Central Eagles, they were at Lawrence County. That was on Saturday, and it was a loss to Lawrence County, 84-93 for the boys of Johnson Central. They're at 13-10 on the season. Just one loss in district play, 5-1. The boys from Central hosting Pike Central tomorrow night. The Lady Eagles not last in action against Magoffin County. They actually were at Pikeville on the road Saturday. They came back with another win there, 57-52 final score. It's 5 wins in a row for the Lady Eagles, 14-8 right now. Also 5-1 in the district. They're hosting Allen Central this Wednesday. Magoffin County Hornets last in action last Thursday. They are set to take on Betsy Lane tonight. That tip-off was bumped up to 5:30 in lieu of the inclement weather. No updates as of yet. They're coming off a 64-60 win against Morgan County, 4-1 in district play, 16-5 on the season. That loss to Central for the Lady Hornets puts them at 13-8 and even in the district, 3-3, and puts them hosting Morgan County tomorrow night. Coach Perry and his Cougars a win over Nicholas County on Saturday, 72-33, a big win on the road. They've got 3 games left on their schedule, and the next one will be hosting Lawrence County tomorrow night. They're 5-2 in the district, 19-6 on the season. The Lady Cougars, 3 losses in a row, the most recent 41-50 at West Carter this past Friday night. They're 10-14, 2-3 for district record, and they're at Magoffin County, as we said, tomorrow. The boys from Paintsville, 3 losses in a row. The last one a 30% loss, 30-point loss rather, 60-90 final score against Knox Central on your Saturday over the course of the weekend. They're off until this Thursday. They're hosting Belfry. That'll be one of the last 5 games on their regular season schedule as we're approaching the district tournament. And for the Lady Tigers, 51-44 final score against Sheldon Clark. That was a home game for the Lady Tigers. That was on Friday night. They're at Jenkins tomorrow. They're also at 11-10 on the season, just above even, and 2-2 in district action. Now, with my apologies, I'm going to have to put a somewhat abrupt end to the program. This is local Doppler radar. You can see some light snow showers starting to move into the area. That's getting close at least. They're not here as of yet, and not much rain out in front of it. But these snow showers are already causing problems to our west. While we still have no precipitation falling or on the ground right now, that will change in the coming hours. And in fact, what's changed my evening, Angie and Andrew went to Winchester for an orthodontist appointment and stuck in the Slade area right now. Yeah, literally off the side of the Mountain Parkway. So I'm going to wrap it up real short and sweet with your weather forecast. And then on my way down there, I'm expecting to run into I know I'll be running into similar conditions that they have. These bands of snow showers are going to be on and off throughout the course of the next several days and followed by some brutally cold air. 22 tonight, cloudy skies. We're not going to see much rain. We're going to see more snow, as you can just saw by the radar. And tomorrow we'll not see freezing either, but a few degrees below. 18 degrees for tomorrow night's low. Snow likely on and off throughout the day. One little shower after another, all adding up to an inch and a half tomorrow. By the end of Wednesday into your Thursday, anywhere between 1 and 4 inches, and I think right at about 2.5 to 3 maybe for most of us in the viewing area. And there's the push of Arctic air on the heels of all of it. 22 and 9 for your high and low on your Wednesday, with still a 40% chance of some snow showers continuing. And the cold air hangs on tough and still in place. 25 Thursday, a low of 15. Thursday looks to be calm. No precipitation. That will be ending Wednesday night. We'll see a little chance of some snow to the tune of 30% on your Friday, right around freezing for daytime highs, still in the low teens for nighttime lows. Saturday, 22 and 5. And that's not a misprint. Mostly sunny, and once again, it will be cold and partly cloudy on your Sunday as well. I'm off down the Mountain Parkway. Keep an eye on road conditions, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night for more of Your News Today. Sorry for cutting it short, but we'll see you back here next time. Good night.